What is up, everyone? It is Flame back here again. Today we are doing What If Naruto Had an Ancient Dark Doujutsu Part 3. Sorry I sound kind of bad. I've been a little sick lately and my throat's not the best right now. There's been a few things happening that wouldn't let me upload, but I thank God today that I'm able to come and upload a video today for you guys. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of better. So yeah. So our story cuts back. Our story cuts to Naruto just chilling at the Uchiha compound. Naruto would be just chilling, not really doing anything much. He would basically just be like reading a few books and studying a few ninjutsu when he hears a ring on the bell. He hears a ring at the door, or a knock at the door. Naruto would open the door to see Hiruzen and Konohamaru. Konohamaru would actually be happy to see Naruto, because Konohamaru and Naruto were very close. Konohamaru would actually think of Naruto as like a secondary father / big brother. Konohamaru would look up to Naruto in every way. So yeah, Naruto would ask why they were there, and Hiruzen would say, Naruto, this little ball of energy, I should say, has been bothering me. Well, not bothering me, but he's been begging to see you. Naruto in his head would think, is he trying to dump this kid on me? Rosary would say, yeah, probably, because Rosary could connect to Naruto even not in the mindscape, so it'd say, yeah, probably. So yeah, Rosary would say, yeah, probably, he's just trying to dump the kid on you. Naruto would be like, I don't actually mind. He ain't that bad. Trust me. I've taken care of him multiple times. He's a little energetic, but besides that, he's a good kid. He has a good heart. Rosary would say, yeah, that's true. So, Minato would actually come to see and just see them and be like, oh, hello Hiruzen, and hello little Konohamaru. Konohamaru would say, hi Mr. Fourth, hi Lord Fourth. So yeah, Naruto and Konohamaru would just sit back, read a few books, and just chill. So yeah, and this was in the morning. So after a little while, Minato would come out the kitchen and ask them if they wanted any food. Konohamaru would say yes, and Hiruzen would say it'd be impolite to refuse house offerings or house. It'd be impolite to refuse food, I guess you could say. Kushina would come in, getting angry at Minato for not warning her that they were coming. But Minato would say, I didn't know they were coming either. Hiruzen would say, sorry if we came at the wrong time. It's just Konohamaru really wanted to hang out with Naruto at this moment. Konohamaru would get all flustered and say, it's none of the sort. I just wanted some food. Or something like that. It's none of the sort. I'm sorry for the about 150th cut. But Yeah, we are back, my friends, and as I was saying, Kushina would be angry at Minato for not giving her a warning. So, yeah, but Minato said that they came here without warning, so, yeah. Konohamaru and Naruto would just be chilling. They'd be like brothers. Naruto would actually train Konohamaru every time. So what happened would be Naruto would go out to the back and would go out to the training ground with Konohamaru because there's a training ground in the Uchiha compound. He'd go out there with Konohamaru and he'd point toward a dummy. Naruto would say, "Ready for training?" Konohamaru would say, "Heck yeah!" Naruto would Konohamaru would put his hand forward and down. Naruto was about to put his own hand near Konohamaru's hand, and Konohamaru would say, "I want to try making a Rasengan on my own." Because I'm going to say that Naruto would be able to make Rasengans without actually having to spin it with his own hand. He was just so well maneuvered with chakra. So Konohamaru would basically just he'd put his other hand over his hand and just start spinning around his hand. A not too strong Rasengan would come, and Konohamaru would come into his hand, and Konohamaru would run and hit the dummy, causing a little bit of damage. Naruto would appraise Konohamaru and say, "Konohamaru, did you know there are evolutions of the Rasengan?" Konohamaru would say, "What? What?" Naruto would say, "Here are the evolutions that I know. There's the Rasen Shuriken, the demon Rasen Shuriken, the demon hunting Rasen Shuriken. There's the darkness Rasengan, the Bijudama Rasengan." We're actually able to make a mix of the two between the lines and make the Radorigan. I mean, not the Radorigan. You'd be able to make the truth-seeking darkness Rasengan, or the darkness-seeking Rasengan, which is very powerful. Konohamaru would say, "I don't believe you." Okay, Naruto would say, "Okay," putting up his hand, spinning around a blade of chakra, which would have purple blades instead of the normal white on the Rasengan. It would have purple blades and a pure black middle. Sorry about that. But yeah, this would be the stronger Rasengan. So yeah. Naruto would say, this is the second evolution, which I'm downgrading to. Most of the chakra just flew off and the ball became blue and the spikes became white. This is the Rasen Shuriken. As you could see, Naruto would chuck it, controlling it and manipulating it, and he'd slice up the target. Naruto would then say, "It's still pretty powerful, even when you're not even being serious." And then Naruto would say, "Here's the darkness form," and recreate his darkness form of it. Naruto would then throw it at it, and then a purple flame would come from it. Not black, but purple. This was an immature Amaterasu. So after Naruto fired this, he just basically sliced it once, and then you'd see fire coming from it. I'm sorry for all these calls and takes, but yeah, now we are back. So yeah, Naruto would slice the thing up, but you wouldn't really see damage. fire would start coming from it, rising into the air. And then 2 seconds later, the fire would stop. And then the dummy would fall apart. Naruto would then say, "You're lucky this is chakra wood." So Naruto would then walk over to the dummy and just feed it with feed chakra into it so it like regenerate. So yeah. Naruto, Konohamaru would actually leave with Hiruzen saying, "Can we come back tomorrow?" Naruto would say, "If you want to come back to the day after tomorrow, that's fine, but you can't come back tomorrow because I got some important things to do." What happens is, tomorrow, we skip to Naruto, Kakashi, and Sasuke and Tenten on the battleground. But what happened is, Kakashi will pull out some paper saying, time to find out what you can do." Sasuke would say, "What is this?" Kakashi would say, "Chakra paper." Naruto would say, "Yay, I'm finally finding out what my elements are." What happened was, first up, it was Sasuke. What Sasuke did was he poured chakra into it, and half of the paper caught on fire. One third of the paper caught on fire. A fourth of the paper, 1/4 of the paper caught on fire. One third of the paper caught on fire. One third of the paper got wet, and one part seemed normal. Sasuke went to touch the third part, getting shocked, saying, "That stings." Kakashi would say, "Doesn't hurt that bad, baby." What happened would be, Naruto would do it, and what would happen would be, in one part, the area would, basically, there would be 6 separate areas. In one part, it crumpled up, symbolizing earth. In one part, it got wet for water. In one part, it looked normal. Naruto touched it, then saw it was electricity, putting his thumb in his mouth. Sasuke would say, "Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it, loser?" "Don't call me loser, we're on the same level." Okay, Sasuke would say, "But still, doesn't it hurt?" Naruto would say, "Not that much, but a little bit." But yeah, back to the paper. What would happen would be, another part of the paper just tore into shreds. Well, these were the corners specifically. One corner got wet, one corner crumpled up, one corner got electrified, one corner started flapping like crazy, symbolizing wind. And yeah. And then Kakashi would say, "You still might dang, this kid has most nature powers, or most nature chakras. So chakra natures, I mean." So then Kakashi would say, "I think you still have one more, so let's try it." What will happen would be, one part of the paper, so one on the other paper got one paper got fire, one paper got electrocuted, one paper got wet, and one paper got crumpled. So I think there are only 4 chakra natures. Okay, I'm back, and I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna announce that. So yeah, one paper got electrifying, one corner got electrifying, one corner crumpled up, one corner got wet, one corner caught on fire. Kakashi said you still might have wind chakra, so pour your chakra into this other one that I packed for spare. What would happen would be Naruto would pour it into it. It'd become really flappy and gusty, is what I can try to say, I guess. So yeah, it'd become really flappy, just kind of like going up in the air. Naruto would then say that he wants to try another one. Kakashi would say that he did pack spare, but he already has all 5 chakra natures. Naruto would say, please, begging Kakashi until Kakashi gave him another paper. But what happened would be Naruto would say, I just want to examine how it works like that. This paper, Naruto, he would pour his chakra into this paper. And this paper, not like the others, became a Verma black. It became 99% black with light not being able to shine through it. Kakashi would say, what? Being confused with the paper, but when Kakashi tried to touch the paper, it felt like all 5 chakra natures plus a darkness just hit him at the same time. He was shocked. His hand was burned. His hand crumpled up. His hand felt wet in a way, and it felt cool like a shadow. Naruto would instantly think about this and think it's because of this special chakra that he's been working on, his Yami chakra. So Naruto would actually learn about the properties about the chakra from Kakashi saying, when I touched that paper, it just did all that stuff. So Naruto would learn about it. So this was in the process of while Naruto was actually healing Kakashi. Naruto would know some medical ninjutsu. He would know some first aid because his mother would be Kushina, and his father would be Minato. So yeah, he'd know a little bit of medical ninjutsu because of his heritage. And also, it's pretty easy to learn jutsu when you're half Otsutsuki, half Astro. So yeah. Basically, we cut back to the Uchiha compound. Naruto would just kind of be chilling, and then what would happen would be Minato would come in the room, and he felt guilty about something that he didn't tell Naruto. He'd walk up to Naruto with a single tear shedding from his eye, saying, Naruto, I got something important to tell you. Naruto would say, yeah, Dad? Naruto would be in a shock for his whole entire life hearing these words. Minato would then say, Naruto, although I think of you as a son, you are not my real son. You're adopted. Naruto would be like, what? Yeah, is this a joke? It's not funny. Please cut this out. This is a joke, right? Please, no. Cut this out. Naruto would be sad. Naruto would just be so sad hearing these words. Naruto would then say, wait, this is a joke because I know I'm your son. I have a Sharingan. Minato would then say, Naruto, the truth is, 12 years ago, well, I'm gonna say 11 because Naruto was 1 at that time. So when he popped into Konoha, so 11 years ago, I found a baby boy. I picked you up. I tried to find your parents. No one was your parent. So I searched high and low. I searched from neighboring villages, almost getting hated at in the process for your parents, but I couldn't find them. Eventually, I settled on the idea to adopt you. Naruto would say, "You're lying! You're lying! Stop!" Naruto would get worked up, so what happened would be Naruto's eyes would start going a dark color. Naruto, his eyes would start becoming dark. Also, I'm renaming the never mind. I was gonna say something, but I'll save that for next video. Yeah, but Naruto would have his doujutsu in his eyes. Naruto would have this doujutsu in his eyes, having an angry expression on his face. Or sad expression just crying out of his eyes. Minato would then say, "What are those eyes?" Naruto would then run away from the Uchiha compound, then running over to the second Uchiha house, which was the main Uchiha compound, Sasuke's house, telling Sasuke he'd tell Sasuke that he was adopted and that he was sad about it. Sasuke would feel really bad for Naruto, actually just comforting him just because Naruto was sad. What happened would be Sasuke would say, "Naruto, let's go out for some Ichiraku ramen. That way you could eat your mind." Then they would say, "Okay." So yeah, Naruto and Sasuke would go out for Ichiraku. What will happen would be Sasuke would actually say, "It's on me." Naruto would say, "Are you sure?" Sasuke would say, "When you got a big enough allowance as me, you kind of have to blow through it so people don't think you're a rich kid." Naruto would then say, "Sasuke, you're not rich." And then Sasuke would say, "With these when I got 16 Rio in my pocket, I feel rich." Naruto would be like, "How in the world did you get 16 Rio? It only cost about 16 Rio. It only costs about 30. It only costs about 50 Mako. I'm gonna say that's like their type of change. It only costs 30 Mako for actually Rio. It only cost 30 cane for a bowl of ramen." Sasuke would say, "I know. So we're getting a jumbo pack." Naruto would instantly lighten up and start squealing with happiness. "A jumbo pack costs 3 Rio. Are you sure you still want to do this?" Sasuke would say, "It's fine, man." Okay, they would get the ramen, and they would decide to go to the park and eat. Tenten would actually be dropping by and say, "Hey guys." Naruto would say, "Hey Tenten." Tenten would say, "Naruto, why do you look so down, man?" Naruto would say, "I just found out I'm adopted." Tenten would say, "I'm sorry for you, man." Naruto would then say, "It's alright. I didn't even have as close as the sad past that you had." Tenzin would say, "Hey, something between family can never measure up to physical pain." Naruto would then say, "Okay, Tenten." So, yeah, Naruto would cheer up a little bit, but once they got home, Minato said, "Naruto, although I'm not your real dad, I still love you like a son." Naruto, with tears in his eyes, would run up to Minato and give him a hug. Naruto, you would then see his doujutsu in his eyes. Minato would question what these eyes were, because the eyes deactivated on the run to Sasuke's house. "Naruto, I think you have a special doujutsu. Since we don't know your heritage, you can probably be a next generation doujutsu user." So Sasuke would say, "What? You're lucky." Naruto would then say, "What?" So what would happen would be, Naruto would then say, "I think I know how to use it now." Instead of putting normal chakra into my eyes to evolve it like a Sharingan, if I go to my Mangekyo Sharingan and I just push it through and I push dark chakra through it, it becomes stronger and it becomes to this form. Naruto would say this after 2 days of training to use it. Naruto would still be very tuckered out after using it, but this would increase Naruto's strength by a lot. Just even having the doujutsu active increases Naruto's physical strength by times around 70. Because this would tire on Naruto, but it'd make him very strong. Naruto with his doujutsu on would be way stronger than even just the normal characters. Naruto would be about stronger than Momoshiki at this moment, but this would be very hard to sustain. It'd be kind of like how Naruto used Baryon mode to fight the guy, but he lost a lot of his life, so he could only do it for a short time. This basically be like Baryon mode, but it wouldn't actually hurt him. Of course, it put some strain on his physical body, but it wouldn't really take his whole life away for like doing that. So yeah, this would be like, he'd be crazy OP because of this. So yeah, but it'd strain a lot of his power. Minato said, "We don't know what to call your doujutsu." Naruto, a voice would just flicker through his head saying, Yamigan, Yaminakagan. Actually, no. A voice would flicker through his head and it'd say, Mangekyo Rinnegan. Naruto would then say Mangekyo Rinnegan out loud. Because Minato would say it does have a look like the Rinnegan and the Sharingan combined. So I think that's a suiting name. Also because of the Mangekyo Sharingan. So this does look like an evolution of the Rinnegan. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that Naruto will unlock the Rinnegan because this is stronger than the Rinnegan, being way stronger than the Rinnegan. So yeah, this would be very powerful, and Naruto would basically kind of just he wouldn't be able to control it at first that well. Of course, he'd be able to activate it, gain his abilities, but what this allows a person to do, this doujutsu, its abilities, this allows a user to freely mold dark chakra, meaning you can mold dark chakra to an Otsutsuki level. So yeah, not even real Otsutsukis. Maybe some could unlock dark chakra, but they wouldn't be able to mold it like this doujutsu could. You'd be able to mold dark chakra to your will, create dark flames. You wouldn't even actually have to do hand signs or even talk. You could just be walking and have an Amaterasu fireball you could just be looking at someone and have an Amaterasu fireball just fire. Okay, I'm back, and like I said, yes, Naruto would unlock his doujutsu, training it for the next 2 days. Kakashi would come and tell Naruto that you have been elected for the Chunin exams. What will happen would be Naruto would go to the Chunin exams, just fighting his way through it. Well, not fighting his way through it. So Naruto would prepare for 2 days for the Chunin exams. Minato and Kushina would come to the Chunin exams. And like I said, Minato actually lost his arm in the Uchiha massacre. So yes, he'd basically have a medical ninjutsu that restored his arm by Tsunade. He wasn't able to use it for a while, but yeah. He'd still be able to use it. It wasn't prosthetic. It was literally a real arm. Created from iron and other things, I guess you could say. I know this sounds weird, but just roll with it. Okay, so yes. Naruto would be elected for the Chunin exams, being on Team 1010 and Sasuke. Naruto would actually see Anko. Anko would say, "Okay, everyone, we're starting. This is the Forest of Death exams. The reason they call it Okay, guys, I'm back, and I'm sorry for all the noise. So, yeah, Naruto would train extensively on this doujutsu. Kakashi would tell Naruto that the Chunin exams is coming up. Kakashi would actually tell Sasuke and Naruto that they're going to train with him. So yeah, Kakashi and Naruto would Sasuke and Naruto would actually train because they already knew the Chidori and Ridori and other things, a more refined version of them. Kakashi would actually train them in their other jutsu, like fire jutsu and other things, such and such and such. They would actually be he'd basically train more in their chakra natures than their individual jutsus, I should say. Kakashi actually told Sasuke that he didn't know the Ridori, but he assumed that it would work like the Chidori, so he gave him a few points from the Chidori, but kind of warped it to be like more of a fire type thing, because the Ridori is a fire type Chidori. So yeah, Kakashi would give Sasuke some advice on how to hold it, how to run with it, and other things, how to use it more proficiently. But what happened was, we would skip to Anko saying, "Okay, everyone, this is the Forest of Death." The reason why they call it the Forest of Death is because many people don't make it out of here alive. So, bye. Everyone would be unleashed into the Forest of Death. Naruto would just instantly blitz by with any people he saw that wasn't on his team, stealing their scroll. In about 12 minutes, Naruto would have both scrolls. Actually, no. In 5 minutes, Naruto would have both the Heaven and Earth scroll, because Sasuke would actually get the Heaven scroll and Naruto would get the Earth scroll. Tenten would be more so guarding the two scrolls from people. They would easily make it through running through until they stopped in one area, seeing a suspicious looking guy. It was Orochimaru. Orochimaru would be like, "Naruto, Sasuke, I've heard of you." That's something that Orochimaru would probably do. But
he'd be like, Naruto, Sasuke, I've heard a lot from you two. Then what would happen would be Orochimaru would actually start fighting Naruto. What happened would be Orochimaru would summon the giant snake thing and try to eat Naruto. Naruto would actually jump beside the snake and deliver a quick hand chop to the snake's neck, instantly knocking out the snake. What then happened would be Naruto would put his hand on the back of the snake's head. Naruto would then put what looked to be a black area, what looked to be a black Rasengan, and just slam it into the snake. At first it did nothing, but what would happen is Naruto would actually make this Rasengan intangible and actually throw it into there and throw it into the snake, actually damaging it pretty bad on the inside. The snake would be alright. Well, it wouldn't be that damaged, but it actually hurt a little bit. The snake would, I think its name is Manta, would be like, oh, that kid's powerful, Orochimaru. Orochimaru would say, oh, I know, but I didn't expect him to be this powerful. The more powerful the opponent, the more powerful the body. Orochimaru would then actually go in hand-to-hand combat with Naruto. Tenten would actually come getting in a few hits on Orochimaru, so would Sasuke, until Orochimaru turned and Orochimaru would actually, he'd basically pull a snake out of his mouth, throwing it at Tenten. The snake would actually bite Tenten and wouldn't let go. Naruto would then basically eradicate the snake, checking on Tenten. Tenten's heartbeat was gone. Naruto would perform a quick type of medical ninjutsu on her, not knowing that it worked because her heartbeat was still masked. So Naruto wouldn't hear her heartbeat. Naruto would then have his black doujutsu in his eyes with an angry expression saying, "You're dead. You're 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 dead." Naruto would then charge up a giant darkness-seeking Rasengan, almost to the point where you could see it from above the forest, throwing it at Orochimaru. What Orochimaru would do was, Orochimaru would actually dodge this, barely dodging it. What happened would be Orochimaru would be evaporated by hiding one of his snakes underground. His snake would slither up, and then Orochimaru would come from under the snake. Naruto would still be angry, so what Naruto would do would be Naruto would actually create a few Limbo clones to go and fight him. What then would happen would be Naruto actually would use Kamui, kind of, so Naruto would be intangible. What happened would be Naruto would actually make his own hand intangible and create a Rasengan and basically shove it into Orochimaru's chest, Orochimaru's stomach. Of course, Naruto would be intangible, but what happened would be Naruto would actually, right as he got the whole Rasengan into Orochimaru's chest, stop his intangibility, so the Rasengan actually did damage to his insides. Orochimaru would actually have died, but he used that snake thing. What would then happen would be Naruto would actually charge up what looked to be another truth-seeking darkness Rasengan, but this one was smaller. Naruto would chase after Orochimaru saying, "What are those eyes? I need to have them, but I need to retreat. He'll find me. But before I retreat, I have to give him a present." What will happen would be Orochimaru would actually bite his. He he'd basically punch Naruto in the stomach, making him cough up blood. What would happen would be Orochimaru would actually grab some of Naruto's blood. He'd basically smear it over his fangs, and then Orochimaru would give Naruto a curse mark. This curse mark would be stronger. This would be the karma mark. Not the karma seal, but this would basically be because of so basically yes, because Orochimaru would actually suspect that Naruto as actually the reincarnation. Naruto would be the reincarnation of Indra and Ashura. Orochimaru wouldn't even know this because the seal actually worked even better when this happened. Orochimaru would not know this, but Orochimaru would think because he's from the Uchiha clan that this would actually work better. So he'd basically take Naruto's blood, smear it over his fangs, then give Naruto a curse mark. But this curse mark would be stronger. It'd be called a karma mark. But what would happen would be the karma mark would actually, instead of he bit Naruto on the wrist, the karma mark would actually go up and around his body. It just like move and it'd go around his eyes. The karma mark would go around Naruto's eyes. It actually sink into Naruto's eyes, actually, creating an even stronger version of his own jutsu. Of course, this would make Naruto more stronger, and this would allow Naruto to absorb jutsu, use his jutsus better, but because Orochimaru didn't know this, so Naruto basically tamed the curse mark and made it his own. Sasuke would actually never want to go with Orochimaru because Sasuke would actually never really need to be in the seek for power, because if Naruto was stronger than Orochimaru, then what's the point of going with someone weaker than Naruto? So yeah, Sasuke would have been able to beat Orochimaru, but it'd take him a while. So yeah, Sasuke would have like trouble defeating the guy, but he'd be able to eventually defeat Orochimaru in a battle. Probably not without some injuries, and I could think of some scenarios where Orochimaru would win, but Sasuke would win about 60% of the time. So yeah, in this fight, the fight would... So yeah, after this, they basically rush back to the area, and then they'd basically do the riddle thing and solve it. So they'd be elected to the secondary part of the Chunin exams. What would happen would be Naruto and Sasuke and Tenten would be in there. This would actually be more of a giant free-for-all than an actual one-on-one battle thing. Each participated in teams, and last team standing wins. As long as there's one person from each team, then the team is still standing. The team would actually still be... Sorry about all the cuts and all that stuff, but yes. This would be more of like a team thing. As long as there is one person from a team fighting, that team is still considered standing. But as soon as you're the last team standing, it could be last 3 people, last 2 people, or last person standing. You win as long as all other teams are eradicated from every member. So yes. It'd actually be the normal teams that were assigned to them. So it'd be Naruto, Tenten, and Sasuke. It'd be Choji, Neji, and Rock Lee. And it'd be Garu, Kankaron, and Tamari, and some other people. What would happen would be, at first it'd be, the teams would actually be very strong. This would be actually take place in like an arena type thing. there'd be a giant arena hold for bigger occasions such as this. So yeah, this would be a giant free-for-all battle.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yes, I'm sorry for all the interruptions. The curse mark would actually sink into Naruto's eyes, making Naruto's eyes look even darker. So yeah. Okay, I am back. So yes, all this they'd be in a giant free-for-all. Gara, Rock Lee, and the other people were actually taking down most of the competition pretty quickly. So yeah, they're actually going very quickly through this battle. So yes, my dudes, as I was saying, Gaara's team, Rock Lee's team, and Naruto's team were quickly taking out the competition. We skipped to when it's just those three teams left. Rock Lee would actually very dumb try to charge Naruto and fight him. Naruto would dodge and weave Rock Lee's every move. Sasuke would actually attack Rock Lee, creating an opening for Naruto to actually run and try to fight Gaara. Gaara would actually do pretty good against Naruto. So as I was saying, Sasuke would actually blast Rock Lee, giving an opening for Naruto to go for Gaara on Team Gaara. So yes, Naruto would actually rush towards Gaara and pretty quickly take him out. Naruto would then charge up a truth-seeking Rasengan and actually just blast it into Gaara. Gaara would actually have that whole, oh, I feel blood scene thing, yeah. Oh, and as I said, I might have forgot to say, Naruto killed Orochimaru. Gonna say it out there. Naruto actually killed Orochimaru. So, yes. Naruto would quickly basically... So, yes. For the billionth time, I am back. Naruto would go for Gaara, and Gaara would have oh, my blood scene again. Yeah, Gaara would be scared of his blood and turn into a half Shikaku, basically destroying half of all the rest of the team, even Kankuro and Tamari. And also Tenten and Sasuke knocking them back. Tenten would actually get angry and call on Matabi, and Matabi would actually perform a beast cloak. So yes, Tenten would get a two-tails cloak. I'm sorry, I said Tamari. And Naruto would say, let's go, Ten-tails cloak. And then he'd say, let's go, Mangekyo Rinnegan. Activating both things at the same time. Naruto would then say, you can't do this. You'll destroy the whole village. Sasuke would then get back up from his attack saying, exactly, so we have to stop him. Naruto, Sasuke, and Tenten would then all go fighting, and they'd basically barrage Shikaku. Shikaku would say, I don't know who you are. But you sure look like Kurama. And I don't like Kurama, so I'll beat you up the same. I don't know if that's actually how Shikaku talks, because I watched the sub for that area. After that, I kind of watched the dub, but yeah. I'm assuming that's how he sounds. So yeah, Rasaru would then say, I don't know who you are, Tanuki, but you're going down. So yeah, he'd basically fight him and blah blah blah, yada 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 yada, and just fight him and yeah. So, So they'd fight him. Sasuke would actually go for a Ridori, shoving it right into Gaara. Gaara still wouldn't wake up. He was still unconscious inside Shikaku. Naruto would then charge up
a Rasengan, just chucking it at them, a Darkness Rasen Shuriken, chucking it at them. Shikaku would actually dodge it, barely, cutting down a lot of the arena, and thank no one's there. So yeah, they'd basically do this, and yeah, Naruto would actually fight Shikaku. Keep in mind, they're still in the arena. Naruto would then actually say, "Let's go, 20 Tails base cloak." He'd pop out 10 extra tails, and he'd even get actual fox ears. So yeah, Naruto would actually get very strong. So he would actually go blow for blow as a very tiny person actually fighting Shikaku. Naruto would then say, "Rosary, tag out, your turn." Naruto would then actually let Rosary out of his body, and Rosary would actually start bodying Shikaku, punching him in the face, the chin, and everything. So yeah, Naruto would actually fight them. Shikaku was actually charging up a giant ball about to destroy the whole village, and then what Naruto did was shocking. He said, "Everyone, formation 5. You ready?" Yeah. And yeah, now that we're stronger, this is going to be way stronger. What would happen would be, Tenten, what she would do is she would create not gold chains from the Uzumaki, but she'd throw up thousands of kunai, and then she'd make blue chains. The kunai would have fire on them and be a dark blue color. The chains would actually be a very light blue. I am sorry, and now I'm back. So yes, Naruto would actually face off with Gaara, and basically, yeah, Tenten would create blue chains with kunai, with kunai basically at the chains would actually just be chained to blue kunai, and the chains would be blue themselves. Tenten would say, "Naruto, this is the new technique I made with Matabi. Naruto would then say, "Okay, we don't really have that much time to talk. It's more fighting, less talking." Tenten would say, "Exactly." She'd basically then, Sasuke would then say, "Let's go, let's do this. Ridori. Then basically charging up a Phoenix Flower Jutsu, more like that, and then just basically concentrating it down into basically a small little fire Chidori. What would happen would be Naruto would actually run over to Sasuke, and then basically Naruto would create a darkness, a truth-seeking darkness Rasengan, a darkness-seeking Rasengan. Naruto would then put it next to Sasuke's Ridori, and what would happen would be it'd basically just be a giant version of Naruto's ball with a black fire, with like black fire circles running around it, like a fire circle just running around it, kind of like the Rasen Shuriken, but imagine just the ends of the Rasen Shuriken and they're all connected. So it's actually not connected to the ball, but it basically circles around it. The fire does, the fire ring. Basically, Tenten would actually just throw her chakra chains into it, making it bigger. And what would happen would be, before she stopped, Tenten would actually she'd basically take out some iron sand that Naruto gave her, and she'd basically shape the iron sand to look like a ball. She would actually spin this ball and infuse it with chakra and make a metallic Rasengan. Tenten would say, "Let's go! Let's go! Scorching magnet release," creating a very hot magnet made of metal. It'd basically be like a gray Rasengan. They'd be made of metal, and it'd be spinning,
it basically have iron sand in it, good for spinning, and it basically cut a lot. 1010 would know the normal Rasengan, but this was a special type. She'd basically throw it, and then basically the metal in the Rasengan would actually create a second circle around the darkness seeking Rasengan. It created a circle of basically a black steel kind of stuff, just circling it very fast. 1010 what would then happen would be Naruto and Sasuke, both still having the ball charged in their hand, would run at Shikaku and actually force the ball into Shikaku. Everyone at the stands who was still there and didn't run away was impressed. They were like, "What? Naruto's a Jinchuriki. 1010, she's going crazy. She." People were actually like, 1010, she could do this with Matsubi. What does Naruto control? And Sasuke Uchiha, he has the ability to use a Mangekyou Sharingan, and Naruto has a freaking different doujutsu, and Naruto has 20 chakra tails. Yeah, people would just be riding around. So what happened would be, they'd basically force this into Shikaku, basically dispersing him. Naruto would then actually say, "It looks like the ceiling in the sky isn't tight enough." So what happened would be, Naruto would actually run into the mindscape, and he'd basically teleport into Gaara's mindscape, seeing basically Gaara curled into a ball, shivering, scared. Shikaku was basically standing above him. Rasori would actually, he'd pimp slap Shikaku, basically just backhanding Shikaku out the way, saying, "It's okay, Gaara. He won't mess with you anymore." Gaara would say, "You sure?" Rasori would actually help Gaara up. Naruto would then say, "Man, I'm pretty sure Shikaku isn't that bad of a guy. He's just misunderstood and scared." Because I'm gonna say that Shikaku was actually hunted down by the people, so by the Kazekage. So yeah, and then yeah. So yeah, Shikaku actually apologized and vowed to actually never mess with Gaara again. To them. What happened would be Gaara and Shikaku, after about a few days, formed a bond. Shikaku would basically be embarrassed by it, but they did form a bond. So yeah, Gaara and Shikaku were actually close in a way. So yeah. But what happened would be, Gaara would actually, the leaf and the sand actually had an alliance. Well, yeah, Gaara got in a little bit of trouble for it, but Naruto got Gaara out of most of the trouble. So, yeah. Well, what happened would be, Minato would actually put his hand up to his face and say, "You idiot, Naruto. Naruto, I love you, but you're an idiot." The reason Minato would say this is because Naruto actually just revealed that he's a Jinchuriki. Minato would actually have to publicly announce that Naruto is the Jinchuriki of the 100 Tails, a tailed beast that's unknown to the human race. So they actually have to treat Naruto with the utmost care. So yeah. Because of Naruto would actually be more like, how can I say? He wouldn't be like, he'd be looked at as like a hero. So what would happen would be, Naruto would actually, Minato was like, Naruto, you're coming to the Hokage's office. So are you, Rock Lee's team, and Gaara's team. Basically, the fourth Hokage would say, Kankuro, Tamari, and Kankuro, Tamari, Neji, Rock Lee, Choji, and Choji. You have all been ranked up to the rank of Chunin. Naruto, Tamari, and Sasuke, you haven't. Naruto would actually be like, I understand, we were a bit reckless. Tenten would say the same. Sasuke would be like, yeah, we were kind of reckless. So then what would happen would be, Rock Lee would say, sir, they were the last one standing. And they were very strong, so they should actually be Chunin. Because they should be elected a Chunin. This is not fair. Gaara would say, yes, they did better than us, and we got the rank of Chunin, so they should be ranked it too. Minato said, wait, I'm not finished. Naruto, Sasuke, Tamari, you have all been ranked up to the rank of Jonin. Everyone in the room basically was like, what? Except Gaara. Gaara was like shocked, but he didn't basically go bananas over the fact. Okay, everyone, you are now allowed to leave. Naruto would then go back home, pumped up about his new rank. So would Sasuke. So what they did was they actually went to back to Ichiraku for some ramen, and they basically split it. The Tadashi guy, I think his name is, or Teruichi, I think his name is, the guy who runs the shop, he'd be like, hey Naruto, hey Sasuke. Naruto would be like, hey old man. Sasuke would be like, hey Mr. Mr. Teruchi. Teruchi would say, I hear you guys have now earned the rank of Jonin, that's a big thing. And Naruto, you have a secret unknown tailed beast inside your stomach. So yeah, that's surprising. How about we celebrate for all this, and I'll buy you guys in ramen's on the house. And I'm getting you some extra large mega deluxe jumbo set. Naruto and Sasuke would be like, what? Teruichi would be like, you guys saved the whole village, so I think it's fair. Naruto would actually be like, okay, I'm fine with that. Naruto and Sasuke would actually eat the Ichiraku. Tenten would actually come and they'd offer her a bowl of ramen too. The three ate, and they actually, Naruto and Sasuke went home while Tenten went to her home. Naruto would almost fall asleep when Rosary would say, I sense a strong energy, Naruto. It'll be here in about 7 weeks. I mean, it'll be here in about a year, in about 2 years. Naruto would then actually be worried, saying, what? Naruto, we're gonna have to go on a training spree, because this is very powerful. So we're gonna have to go on a training spree. So yeah, Naruto would say, don't I have enough power to defeat it? Rosary would say, Naruto, where you're sitting at, you'd be able to beat them, but your life would be at cost at this. So yeah. And hello everyone, I am actually back. I'm sorry for all the cuts. It's just people don't know how to be quiet around here. So yes. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, Naruto will be the reincarnation of both Indra and Ashura, and also Hagoromo in this What If. That's why Naruto would have a calm personality. I'm not going to say Naruto would be able to actually contact them or their souls, but Naruto would know them. We wouldn't know them, but he would be the reincarnation, or he would just have their chakra.
what would happen would be basically their chakra was looking for the perfect vessel, and when baby Naruto actually landed on the planet, they actually their chakra actually just all spewed into Naruto because his Otsutsuki genes draw them to him, and his astral if you're really wanting to mix the whole thing. So yeah, they draw their chakra from the dead back to him. So yes, he would have their chakra. So yeah. Naruto, well, Rasumi would say, Naruto, I sense a giant whirlpool of chakra coming. So, you need to, so you need to prepare for a 10-minute journey. Naruto would say, Rasuri, can you sense any malicious intent in it? Rasuri would say, I can't sense malicious intent because it's too far away, but I don't know if it's good or bad, so this could be either good or bad, you know. What would happen would be, just Naruto would then, Rasuri would say it's gonna arrive in 2 years. Naruto would then go to sleep and start getting ready for a training spree. Jiraiya, hearing about Naruto, would actually be on his way back to the Leaf to actually train Naruto. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for this episode. So this is part 3 of What If Naruto Had an Ancient Dark Doujutsu and an Unknown Tailed Beast. I want you to drop a comment saying what I could do better with this series and what other series I should try doing. Give me some ideas for what I should give Naruto. Also, yeah, a lot of this this series is based off of what fans actually tell me to do, cause I'm trying to be nice for my first What If on my channel. So yeah, tell me what I could do. I take a lot of ideas. If anyone is willing to comment, you can think of the most outrageous thing, and I'll still leave a heart on it. So yeah. Comment any idea you could think of that would suit this story, and yeah, I'll try to make it happen. So, and also, I want you guys to comment in the comment section below whether my what if should be 1 hour long or 20 minutes long, because I know some of you like the hour-long videos and some of you don't. So yeah, comment it down below, and bye guys. Make sure to geek out, take your daily dose of anime, and you good, man. Make sure to take your daily dose of geek and your daily dose of anime. So yeah. And also, I want to know, should I do Dragon Ball and One Piece what ifs on the channel? Because I'm just starting. So yeah, comment that down below too. But yeah, as I said, take your daily dose of anime, your daily dose of geek, and yeah. Bye guys. This was Flame Ace, and peace out.